It's 30 kg. That's another 10 kg. I had to climb up 3 flights of stairs. I made it. It looks so bad, man.
Let's see your luck.
Okay. So I'm preparing for my CAFKL trip this weekend. In fact, this is right now is tomorrow. I will be taking a plane over to Kuala Lumpur, and right now I'm trying to, because in Comic Furor I sold 8 books. I only bought 8 books. I sold all 8, plus I had to sell my sample book as well. So my sample book, I will wrap it in plastic. The jacketing, this is a skill I learned while I was working in Kinokuniya. One thing I am very worried about for this coming event, CAF at KL, is the payment method, because right now unlike Comic Furor, I had Angel to help me. She lent me her QRIS, the QR, and it really helped me a lot, because a lot of my sales were by cashless payment. For me, right now with KL, I do not have a cashless payment method, which means that I cannot use the most common method of payment, which is the touch and go and do it now. So those two are the preferred cashless payment mode, and I really needed that cashless payment that unfortunately I don't have at the moment. For any overseas event, especially, it's better to be self-reliant, right, if possible. Yeah, I have a few hours before I need to finish packing everything. I will bring less of my fandom stuff, because CAF is more of an original focused event. It's not saying that there's no fan merch, nobody's looking for fan stuff, but because it's more leaning towards the original aspect, more leaning towards the comic, I don't expect a lot of whole life fans. I don't expect a lot of Reverse 199 fans to be there. So if it's anything, I will reduce my fan merch so I can accommodate more for my original stuff, my Koi lineup. I wanted to bring Mahou Shoujo stuff. I actually have my original manga. I haven't really talked about it, but it focuses on magical girl aspect. This is a project that I've been working on for many years, and I will be very happy to talk about it in another video, but this is not the time right now. Maybe next time, another CAF, I can bring them. But yeah, I'll be packing everything up. The last time in Comic Furor, I actually, it went over the weight limit. So this time I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't turn out that way. And if I had to reduce, definitely reduce on the fan merch stuff. See you over in KL. So here is the co-sharing space. This is the first floor. The third floor will be where I will be staying for the next 3 nights. There's supposed to be a cat, but it's nowhere to be found. Okay, you have to climb this flight of stairs all the way to the 3rd floor. Yeah, it's a workout. I mean, no joke. It's 30 kg. That's another 10 kg. I had to climb up 3 flights of stairs, and then later on I still have to go down with them to do the setting up. So it's oh my god. So mine is room 7, which is all the way there. There's a common toilet also. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, it looks decent enough. It's actually pretty large for a room, right? I mean, there's no toilet, there's a common toilet instead. But everything looks proper, got a lot of space. It's just that, wow, I having regrets, because you have to climb that flight of stairs, and it's okay if you are just backpacking, but not with a lot of merchandise you go and bring up, and then bring down, and then bring up again once the exhibition is done. Oh my god. Yeah, not much of a view here. Oh well. So I'm staying here at the Digital Nomad and the Bukit Bintang. So the event will be at Fahrenheit 88, And it's actually just across here. So that blue building over there, the blue top, so I just have to go over. Pretty close, it's about 1 minute walk away. Today's Friday, so they can actually set up at the same day today, day 0, at 7 p.m. I will do that later on, but for now I'm very early, so I will just go and take a look inside. I actually have the ticket for the Cardcaptor Sakura exhibition, so I will be doing that. This place reminds me of Orchard Road. Thank goodness for the traffic light. But how does it work? Everyone is just crossing it. Finally, after 5 minutes of wait. What the heck? So here I am at the front doors of Fahrenheit 88, and as you can see, they have it displayed, the Cardcaptor Sakura Enchanted Museum, right at the doorstep. This exhibition takes place from the 12th of April and ends on the 11th of June 2025, and I'm here today on the 30th of May towards the last leg of this exhibition period. Good thing for me though, both the CAFKL event and the Cardcaptor Sakura exhibition is in the same mall, and as a long-time CCS fan, I definitely had to visit this exhibition. By the time I knew about this event, the illustration bundle tickets were already sold out due to the limited availability of the book. Thankfully, the organizers released a new batch shortly after, and that was how I got to pre-book my own copy of the Enchanted Museum illustration book. It contains mostly past cover illustrations by Clem, which are all displayed inside this exhibition. For those who are unfamiliar, Cardcaptor Sakura is a Mahou Shoujo or magical girl manga series written and illustrated by the all-female mangaka group Clem. It was then adapted into a 70-episode anime by Madhouse in 1998 with a direct sequel titled Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card that aired in 2018. The story centers around an elementary school student by the name of Kinomoto Sakura who accidentally freed a set of magical cards called the Cloud Cards. Sakura must now recapture all the escape manifested cards to prevent potential catastrophe. And thus it is titled Cardcaptor Sakura. The Enchanted Museum is split into 6 main stations, with my favorite station being the Atelier of Tomoyo, where they had replicas of some of the most iconic costumes worn by Sakura on display. Unlike most magical girls, Sakura doesn't conjure her own dress and instead relies on a wardrobe lineup designed by her bestest of friends, Tomoyo. Incidentally, my favorite character in CCS is Tomoyo, and in some ways I am like her, being a creator and having to design outfits for my own ensemble of magical girls. The good thing about being this late to the show is that there weren't many guests during my visit, which means I can see all the displays unobstructed. Even though the exhibition itself wasn't big, I still spent nearly 2 hours here trying to soak in as much of the site with my eyes. It was truly a walk down memory lane, reminding me of the fond time when I watched CCS in Mandarin dub or read the Taiwanese version of the manga, like how Sakura was Xiao Ying, Shoulan was Xiao Lang, and Tomoyo being Zishi. Good times. Oh, and we just don't talk about medicine from the original American English dub. And there's Kelo-chan. When I first read CCS, I was about Sakura's age, and 25 years later, Cardcaptor Sakura still remains my favorite Clem work. It was also the defining series that got me appreciating the Mahou Shoujo genre as a whole. I would eventually find myself at the last station, the Room of Cards. Here, they have on display the cloud cards that Sakura had to capture throughout the story. Each station has their own stamp counter. By collecting all 6 stamps, you will be awarded with the ultimate card, the Happiness. All in all, I really enjoyed my time at the Cardcaptor Sakura Enchanted Museum. This site trip may not have been the main reason to why I traveled to Kuala Lumpur, but it was most definitely one of the highlights of this trip. Oh, and of course I bought some stuff from the gift shop at the exit before returning to the real world. Now, let's get back to CAFKL. So this will be the space for the booth. So yeah, still early. I think this should be the place. But yeah, I'll come back later in the evening to do the setting up. Starting to drizzle a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't rain later on, because I will need to drag my luggage over and set up at the Fahrenheit 88. But I just found out there is a underpass. So in this mall here, there's an underpass that leads to Fahrenheit 88. There's also a Food Republic here. I will just grab dinner here before the setting up. Yeah, Yong Tau Hu got some interesting one, like this watermelon kind of a shape, and even fresh oyster. Once you convert, the price is about the same as Singapore. Yeah, I think I'll just order this. Try the biryani rice. I got this is at 27 ringgit. This is a mandi rice with the beef kebab and the chicken kebab with the vegetable. 27 ringgit is about converted to around $9 Singapore dollars, so it's a little bit on the pricier side, but it's I'm used to pretty much this price in Singapore as well. I really like the soup. But it's kind of basic, not something I would pay $9 Sing for this, but yeah, it's okay. I want to get the Tasty Kosong. So Tasty Kosong ice here is cost me 5 ringgit. It's cheaper than Singapore, but normally I'll pay $2 in Singapore. Yeah, but how does it taste? I think it's okay lah. There's a lot more tea than the milk. Normally I prefer when there's a lot more evaporated milk inside. It's passable. So this is going up to Fahrenheit 88. There's a capsule hotel. I think maybe next time if I were ever to come back Fahrenheit, then I might consider staying here. It's actually reasonably cheap. It's 91 ringgit per night. Oh shit, I should have just taken this. But next time. Yeah, Fahrenheit 88 is here. So imagine I was staying at the capsule hotel. So it's so convenient. Plus I don't have to climb the goddamn stairs. I'm not looking forward to dragging that luggage down later for doing the setup. So it's 1 hour before setup, the appointed timing. But it seems that you can already start doing it. But yeah, this wasn't here earlier on. It's crazy to think that they did it in such a short amount of time. Setting up everything, the tables, this wall, mirror. I just noticed that this is actually promoting the artist tables. You can't sit alone. Let's find mine. Okay, is it mine? Oh my god. I didn't know that this is supposed to be like a promotional thing, so I thought it was something like a catalog. So I made this and it looks so bad, man. But now I know. But you got to win an award. That's the mine is the worst looking one. They cover up the gacha machine section, and yeah, they are still preparing. Can't collect the tickets now. One pack for me. CAF. It's happened about 7 now. Drag the damn luggage, 30 kg luggage down the staircase. Oh my god. But yeah, it's H26. So I only have half a table, which means that there really isn't a lot of space. One chair provided for every half table. Normally in Singapore this would be a cross leg, but great, now I can put my luggage below, no problem. We got all the way until 11 to set up before the mall closes. We'll start unpacking. Let's go. Half table, they don't actually indicate where the half mark is, so I'm just going to estimate. And I brought here a couple of stuff that I ordered from Copy Boy. They actually sponsored the items here. I used their credit, and one of the items that I ordered is this. So just nice, I think you can cover slightly a little less than half, but it fits. Since the tablecloth is already provided, I can just not put my own tablecloth and then use this directly. The material is really thick, waterproof, durable. It feels durable. The color print is also, it looks good as well. So yeah, I'm very, very happy about this. So next item from Copy Boy. So this is the foam board display. And so it's laminated here. We give it a glossy, shiny surface, which is a nice touch. There you go. Whoop. Alright, and the big one right on top. So last but not least, Copy Boy. There's 2 stems. So with my OC designs. So with this setup, I'm trying this to put the rooftop. Normally I don't do the grid roof, but I figured that if I have a clear kind of panel, the light will go through, but it's still, of course, still not enough. So I added the lights. So what is happening here, how it sticks up here, is because I use magnet. So the magnet is attached here, and there's another magnet right on top. So with this roof panel, I am able to do this, because back then it wouldn't be possible. I would still have to adjust it like somewhere, magnet on a metal grill. And now this gives me more flexibility, kind of like ceiling lights. Okay, I'm mostly done with the setup. All that's left to do is to come back tomorrow morning, and then we can start the show. So let's just walk around, see what the rest are up to. There's still about 1.5 hours before the end of the setup for today because the mall will have to close. So if anyone else they have not finished their setting up, they can always come back tomorrow morning. This is not a very large event, but the one thing really exciting to me is the majority of the booths here are original stuff. So they focus on comics, they focus on anything that is not based on existing IPs. They count by space, so I only got the smallest, which is half table. I think that's enough for me at my current level. But there are a lot of the creators, they go for the entire table. So that's 2 space. For now, this is something of a sneak preview. Okay, I will be back for a walk around tomorrow morning, day 1 of CAFKL. Okay, it's all set for day 1. I believe it will open at 10:30. I'm not sure, but it will end at 6 p.m. You can see there's a queue already forming. It's a dedicated event. A lot of us are still preparing the last ditch attempt. So I'm mostly done. I think so. The lighting here is quite dim compared to most other events. So fortunately I was able to bring lights here. And you can see my neighbor Lumpy Cat, she brought this awesome light. So mine, I feel that it's still inadequate. I only have 4 here. I will have to improve on the lighting situation because the next event I will be at Brisbane for KaiCon Twilight. And as the name suggests, it, the KaiCon Twilight is a more dim lit event, so you have to bring your own lights. So that's kind of like a warm-up for me, you know. I am using the Touch and Go because Malaysia, but this is pretty much the equivalent to Singapore Pay Now. I managed to get one for myself. From my previous experience with Comifuro, I was fortunate enough to have Angel. She lent me her Curies, and then I able to get myself my own QR code for cashless payment. This is how the bag looks like. My luggage, I didn't bring a lot of stock, just to have a lot of design, right? So it adds up. So I'm trying out this window concept. So I did this again because I'm still quite unfamiliar with Japan pricing. So here's kind of a cheat sheet. I'm satisfied with the way this looks for this event, given the only half a table. Try to min-max the way the storage is, the display. So this is a day 1 pre-opening. And this is one of those short windows where I'm able to see like how it looks like before the crowd kicks in. It's always very amazing to look at all the different types of displays. There are a couple of booths I do recognize. I've seen them at Singapore conventions like Hamu early on, Kopi Jackers, and a lot more that I have not seen before. I think it's very good that they have a lot of pillars here, so it comes into usefulness where their signs, they can just lean on the pillar. Not unlike Dojima, except that this time around it's closer to where the booth are. Then Becca is here. Nana told me she's at Hong Kong right now. Her friend is helping to man her booth. They have workshops here. Like I mentioned, it's a lot of they are focusing more on the books aspect, and so different engines. table here. I will do another walk around, more in-depth one. For now, I recognize Blue Bean. Blue Bean was at arcade. There's a lot of, how should I put it? It's a lot of kind of indie works, original stuff. Fix it. Less so on the fandom for the fan art stuff, but I do recognize like Alien Stage. I saw a few VTubers, Katsudono, one of them, I myself as well. But the amazing thing here is that there is a lot of original comics, illustration. This is really nice. I saw this online, the dragon. Look at that, the light. Oh my goodness, so cool. The wood stands and everything. This is also another one, eye-catching one. The black and white style. If I was a visitor, I would spend many hours looking and admiring all the wonderful artwork. Many of them, they also put in a lot of effort for their tablecloth. One of them I saw, they printed out the comic strip. Something that I would like to do in the future once I get my webtoon out. I don't think my camera can do it justice because this camera doesn't do well, this Action 4 doesn't do well in low light setting. This looks good. Oh yeah, it is. Mushishi. It's somewhat old, I think it's maybe 15 years ago. Yeah, I used to like that show a lot, Mushishi. Ginko. Yeah. I'm just awestruck with there's so many booths selling books. It's amazing. Oh yeah, I think the crowd is already entered, so I better go back to my booth. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's get back to the booth and probably catch up at the midday. You can see the program workshop from where I am at the booth. So this is what it looks like at 12 o'clock. In all the queue, they have entered the site. This is probably as crowded as it will get for the entirety of CAF, which isn't too bad. It has been very slow for me, but usually I'm a very slow starter. So hopefully it does pick up later, today and tomorrow. But we shall see. My neighbor, hello. Can I try rolling the ice down the tower? Let's see your luck. Okay. So what is good luck? What's a good roll? 20?
20, yeah.
20, okay.
20 is the highest roll. 30, yeah, not bad.
Possible.
It's 2 digits.
Yeah, okay. On my right side. 因为这 KL trip 是我第一次来。
我是第一次参加，我以前来自槟城。
槟城。Okay, thank you, 谢谢你。The roll here, this is H. I put a number there, so H26. Yeah. We are down to the last hour. Now it's 5 o'clock. The event for day 1 will close at 6. I noticed that the crowd here for this event has been really consistent. It's not say a lot of people, but the flow of traffic is ongoing. There's not a lot of downtime, which is a good thing. But yeah, I will wrap it up for today, and I will see you guys for day 2. Cafe here from McDonald's. Today is Sunday. Before the con starts, I went to get myself some McDonald's. So I'm trying out their Malaysia porridge. So you don't have this in the Singapore menu. We have latte and I can't remember what it is called. The one thing I noticed is that different from Singapore is they don't serve the additional hash brown. The hash brown is inside already, but then in Singapore, if you buy the breakfast item, they do come with another hash brown as part of the set. It smells good. This ayam, the chicken. Yep, I'm gonna dig in and then we'll go to CAFKL early so I can take some video walk around the event before it opens to the public. So now it's 9:30. The event will open its doors at 10:30. Because the mall is not fully open yet, you have to come in from the back entrance and they only allow if you have a pass lah. So for artists like us, we have the pass. The security guard has already been informed. The crew is there. They have done a very wonderful job yesterday. Haven't turned on my lights yet. Not the USB and to see the night and day comparison. It's like a beacon of light. So it's 5 minutes before the opening at 10:30. There is a crowd. There is a queue forming, which is unexpected because I would think that normally Sundays most people would have come on Saturday instead. But yeah, I guess it makes sense that some people who can't make it on Saturday, they will be interested to hear on Sunday. The thing about the pass is that, from what I understand, you buy one pass, it can go into the event on both days. So I forgot to record this during the event, but here is the CAFKL9 passport. This is what is used to enter the event venue. So you need this to enter and re-enter for both days. Normally exhibitors, they don't get this passport. I specially requested to have one, which is why they dot here this corner, so then they can differentiate between the normal one and this is invalidated. So yeah, but I managed to get a hold of it to bring back home, and it's pretty interesting thing because normally I'm so used to having tickets that are either wristband or like a lanyard tag, but having the actual booklet, it really matches the theme of CAFKL because it's a comic art festival. So then what better way to represent comic with than to have a booklet, an actual physical booklet. So it comes with content, tells you what is the special, the guests, and also the floor plan, the list of artist booths and exhibitors. So it's really jam-packed with the relevant information that you would need. It comes with a stamp rally as well. In any case, this is the unique take on the pass that's required for Comic Art Festival Kuala Lumpur 9. So now it's 3 o'clock. We are left with 3 more hours to the end of CAFKL9. It is pretty packed, not gonna lie, but sales have been rather slow for me, at least for day 2 lah. Day 1 was great, but I guess because a lot of my items, they have been sold out. I bought not a lot. Okay, we are about to close in 2 minutes, so this is the one last look. Thank you so much for having me. CAFKL, this is the 9th edition. I had a good time here. That's all. I will see you guys at the post-event section. Bye bye. Hi everyone, this is Clement Guimalayan and welcome to my post-event section for my vlog of CAFKL. CAFKL9, this was my first time visiting, tabling at this particular event. It's short for Comic Art Fiesta at Kuala Lumpur. It took place on the 31st May to the 1st of June 2025. It's a 2-day event at Fahrenheit 88 Level 3. CAFKL is part of the larger umbrella of event by Comic Festa, which also include other events like Anime Fest Plus, Cosmart, and of course their main event, which is their namesake Comic Fiesta. One of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I decided to join CAFKL was because I want to pull a Galaxy Brain move. I was thinking that maybe if I join their smaller events, I would have a better chance entering into Comic Fiesta. So the Comic Fiesta is my main goal. This is not true because I've known friends who have joined many of their smaller events, but they weren't shortlisted for Comic Fiesta. And likewise, the opposite is true. I also know people who get into Comic Fiesta, but they have never joined any of their other smaller events. So you don't need to do all these calculated moves. Join whatever events that you are genuinely interested in. And for me, I'm very happy to say that CAFKL is something that I don't mind coming back again if given the opportunity to do so. From the website, it is described as a creator-focused event that celebrates the best of illustration and comic art culture, irrespective of language, style, or origin. So CAFKL highlights the best of Malaysian comic art. And I really like this concept. For the most part, when I was walking around, I noticed a lot of comic works, printed materials, merchandise, and it's something that you don't really see in Singapore convention because our comic scene is not exactly the largest, right? Yeah, there's Singapore Comic Con, but it's more of a Western style approach, whereas CAFKL still has that, I would say, Japanese anime, like manhwa, you know, like Korean manhwa, which I really enjoy. It's kind of resonate more with me. One of the reasons why I was able to get into CAFKL, this 9th edition, is because of my Kueh book, because they really want to emphasize on books, right, on comics, which is why I was able to get shortlisted. This, after all, is still speculation, but I feel that this is most likely the reason why. So for this trip, I stayed for 3 nights. I flew in on Friday and I flew back on the next Monday. 4 days, 3 nights. On the last day, because my flight was scheduled closer to the evening, I still had quite a lot of time to spare throughout the day. So I decided, Bukit Bintang, my first time there, I walked around, explored the area by myself, no plans. I stumbled across this mall called the Sungai Wang Plaza. Inside that mall, there was this very interesting miniature museum. It's called MinNature. I strongly recommend this museum because there's a lot of things to see, very interesting miniatures, all handcrafted, and they are still constantly updating, improving the museum exhibits from what I understand. So the ticket is very affordable, worth going, especially if you're in the area. Check it out. So now let's just hop on to the expenses. For CAFKL9, my main expenses was the flight tickets. As you can see here, there's accommodation, then followed by the Grab ride. So the Grab ride was about 161 ringgit. It was a two-way back and forth from the airport to Bukit Bintang. That was about 1 hour trip and then another 1 hour returning to the airport on the last day. All these are in Malaysian ringgit. After conversion, is not that expensive. Now, of course, you can save a lot more if you take the train. But in this case, where I'm carrying a lot of heavy luggage, I would just go with the convenience and comfort. Accommodation, I was staying at this place called the Digital Nomad, very, very close. But on the day itself, if you watch my vlog, you will know that I found out there was a capsule hotel inside the same mall of Fahrenheit 88. So that price is actually very competitive. Maybe next time, if I ever come back to Bukit Bintang, I might consider staying at the capsule hotel due to its convenience. The problem with the Digital Nomad, my main issue was that I almost died because of the stairs. The stairs itself was very narrow. At one point of time when I was climbing down the stairs, I was holding the luggage and I misstepped. I lost my balance, almost rolled down the flight of stairs. Fortunately, I managed to catch my balance on time, did not twist my ankles, but yeah, it was a rather dangerous situation. Things could have ended up really, really badly. Thankfully, it didn't happen, but it really made me think that it's not worth saving a bit of money just because it's cheaper. Future-wise, I would consider affordability is one thing, and safety is definitely you cannot take for granted. On to the other part of the expenses. The really crazy and surprising thing about CAFKL is that the booth rental is very cheap. It was 150 ringgit, but the actual table for that one space, it includes the 50 ringgit deposit. So by day 2, you can actually collect your deposit back. So which means that ultimately the price of the booth table is only 100 ringgit in total. The price point is very affordable. There's food. I ate at the Food Republic at Pavilion. From later on, I understood that my Malaysian friends were telling me that Pavilion is a more expensive area. That particular mall is kind of like Orchard, Eon. It's expensive, so it's more upscale. Not recommended to go there and eat. Elsewhere, I found places that were a lot more cheaper. Total after conversion, it was all around 476 Singapore dollars. So there's one thing I want to point out is that my AFACSF booth table alone, the rental was $453.44. The price of that one AFACSF table is almost around my total expenses for this KL trip. Let that sink in. And now we move on to the sales. I'm actually quite delighted. The sales. It is, after all, a very small event. The space is in the shopping mall, the top floor, but it's actually a lot more spacious than what you would imagine it to be at a shopping mall. The crowd-wise is not crazy heavy. Even so, sales-wise was actually pretty impressive. For an original event, you would think that most of the sales would come from original, but of course it really depends on your merchandise range. And for my case, my Hololive staff, they take up more than 50% of what I have to offer, which makes sense. You look at the number breakdown, Hololive does contribute to most of my sales, but my original were not slacking. Most of it still uses the touch and go, so yeah, please go and get your cashless payment method. So in total, 2,955 ringgit, which converted to about 971 Singapore dollars. Again, compared to AFA CSF this year, 2025, my AFA CSF sales was $895 and this is 971. You do the comparison, I feel that it's worth going to CAFKL, especially if you are an original creator, you have a lot of your own stuff, your own comic. This is an event I strongly recommend that you will give it a try. I did make some profit, all things considered. Very happy with that. Because this was my first time tabling in Malaysia, I don't have a previous experience to compare CAFKL with. Though if I had to nitpick on something, it would be that the lighting wasn't sufficient. But that was more of a venue issue than a fault with the organizer. For everything else, in those 2 days, I had a really positive experience at CAFKL and was able to bring back many good memories from this trip alone. Being surrounded by so many original creators, I really felt inspired to work harder on my own original projects, especially on my comics. When I do get to be at another CAFKL again, I will want my original comics to be available in print. That will be the goal. Thank you for making it till the end of this video. If you like what you just watched, do leave a like, drop a comment, or subscribe to my channel as I'm trying to get to my first 1,000 subs. By the way, this coming December, I will be at the main Comic Festa event. I will be preparing a lot more new merch, so come by and say hi if you're there. Until then, take care and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.